Wow. I I can't believe I'm making this video. Just a month and I think what 2 weeks ago, this channel was brand new. There wasn't a single video on it. It was just a sitting channel that I had created. I think about a week prior to that, just waiting to figure out what I was going to post. And here I am, not even 2 months later, sitting at a goal that I've wanted to achieve on YouTube for God knows how long. I've been posting to YouTube for years, and not once have I made it this far in this, especially in this short of a span of time, but just in general, not once have I made it this far. And instead of making this a whole thank you, a bragging thing about gaining a big time goal of mine, which is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and thank you so incredibly much for that. Instead of focusing on that, I wanted to make this video as more of a piece for content creators out there who are in a similar boat, who are probably watching this video, even if it doesn't get really any views, or just watching any of the other videos on my channel, whether they stumble upon this or whatnot. I've been there. I have been a long time lurker on YouTube. Long time. And in the background, I've made a ton of videos. I've had a ton of channels, and that's kind of what I want to focus this video on, is the concept of that. But I have been a long time lurker of YouTube. YouTube has been the most amazing thing in my life. And that's ridiculously wild to say, that an online website where people just make videos has such a profound impact on my life, but it really does. I mean, seriously, if I go to my phone right now and actually look at my screen time for YouTube, it's probably going to be one of the most disgusting things that I've ever seen. So I'm going to take a look right now. YouTube today alone has taken up 2 hours and 40 minutes of my screen time, just today alone. Now, if we actually look at the week average, I'm averaging about 6 hours and 30 minutes on YouTube. That's because I spent a lot of time commuting in the car listening to it. Even if I didn't, though, I spend so much time on this app because I absolutely love it. And simultaneously, while I've spent so much time behind it watching content, I've also been enthralled with the idea of making content of my own, and I've done it for years. I've been making videos for a long time. I've made a couple that did pretty well, and I'm very proud of them and all of that stuff. But overall, what I want to talk about is how so far, up until this point, and I'm not saying this is like some immaculate thing, but none of them worked. Other than a couple videos that got a lot of views, none of them had good retention. None of them ended up actually building something that I could see playing out for a period of time on this platform. Not a single one of them until this channel. And I think that is an amazing thing to pick up if you're a content creator, or if you're looking to become a content creator. It's really simple. The most important thing that you could do as someone who is new, starting out in content creation, is just throw stuff at the wall. See what sticks. There is no harm. There's not a bad thing at all about trying. Not at all. Trying and failing is one of the most important things that could happen in this life. And I have the scar tissue to prove it at this point. I have 90 videos on my quote unquote main channels, which is called Jerry's Talks. I have another 60 videos on my web design channel, which is called Synergy Digital. Before that, I was posting videos on a channel called Debunker Tech, which doesn't exist anymore. It was all about Disney World, believe it or not. I also have a drum channel. I posted a ton of videos there. None of them saw any results until now, and I 100% attribute that to chipping away constantly and trying. And without that, this wouldn't exist. These type of videos that I make where I talk into the camera and I feel genuine, they wouldn't exist if I had started all that time ago at all. It would have been just like how it was with those channels. They wouldn't have been that successful, and that's okay. There is nothing at all wrong with that, because that gets you to a moment that you want to get to. And while this is a small goal and a long-term goal that I'm working towards internally for this channel and for Jerry's brand as a whole, and when I say Jerry's brand amalgamates this channel, and amalgamates Jerry's Talks and Jerry's After Hours, which are all channels that you can find in the community tab here. As well as the website. You could find that also on the channel and things like that. But the point I wanted to make overall is that I've been trying forever, and I'm glad I have. Even if they didn't work, failure or trying is one of the most amazing things, because in increments, it just gets better and better. It really does. It makes you feel more comfortable talking. It makes you feel more comfortable posting what you want, and not, most importantly, not giving a flying fuck what anyone has to say about you at all. You know how many times that I've posted and I've heard people make comments about it being weird or it being funny or just getting a weird look because I made content. In the beginning, when I first started doing it, yeah, it bothered me a little bit, but I didn't give a shit, because I knew in the end of the day that I wanted to make content no matter what. No matter what I did on earth, I wanted to make content. It is a long-term goal of mine that this is what I want to do. Before I got into YouTube, I did theater. I did theater in middle school. I did theater in high school, and I liked acting. I like that sort of thing. And I'm not saying that this is acting, but the point I'm making is I didn't want to go into acting. I enjoyed doing that stuff, but I never wanted to go into acting seriously. Then YouTube came along and everything just kind of clicked. I knew that that is what I was going to do, even if it didn't work. I knew I was going to do it. And I'm not saying that this is working, like it's like the best ever. 1,000 followers or subscribers is relatively small. But that being said, it means the world to me. And for a bit of background, before I started posting as frequently as I do on YouTube, I actually had a TikTok account called Hustly that did really, really well. And that amalgamated to, at its peak, 110,000, I believe, followers at its high. And then a lot happened. I don't really post there anymore. I don't have that many followers on there anymore. But before I did that, when that happened, that was one of the most happy and satisfying moments of my life, to see something I did finally worked. But this beats it, believe it or not. And here's why. Because 100,000 followers on TikTok doesn't really mean much. TikTok is one of those platforms where you're just scrolling. Oh, you see a video, you like, oh, I'm going to follow this guy because I kind of like that video. I'm sure I'll post more. Scroll, and then you kind of forget. That's what it is. Following is not genuine. It's more of an additional form of a like on something like TikTok. Yeah, it's a way that you could grow an audience. It's a way that you could grow a community. But overall, that follower count there doesn't mean a lot. And follower counts don't mean anything in general. They really don't at all. But what they do mean is, on a platform like YouTube, your subscriber count is a testimonial to what you post. Unlike other platforms, YouTube, when you're on the platform, just like you and I, you see a video that you want to watch and you manually elect to watch that video. When you go to that video, you're immediately told the trustworthiness of the creator that you're watching instantly, because you're seeing the video, but you're seeing how many views it has. You're seeing how many subscribers that person has. And usually, if the subscriber count is low on YouTube, you're more likely to click off the video because you don't really know them. You know, not a lot of people follow them. So it kind of mentally just tells you there's no real point in watching this video. And it makes it hard for creators to grow. But when you have a subscription base that is strong on a platform like YouTube, it helps build that trust. And trust is one of the most important things on a platform like this, because as someone who just constantly wants to speak from my heart to the best of my abilities, because what I care about is telling you how I feel, because I don't see the content I don't see what I want to hear out there. So I'd rather just make it. And I'm speaking from the heart when I do that. And having a base of followers or subscribers that is up there with my goal helps me do that. And it is the biggest compliment in the world, because unlike a platform like TikTok, where it's just mindless scrolling, a quick follow, I'll forget about you in a day, things like that. Here, it is so personal. It's so intimate. And the community we've built together just in this span of time has been amazing. From the couple times I've been on live where I've had conversations with people who I've seen in the comments and things like that, to just the comments, the recurring comments from people that I see each day on here, it really just makes my heart warm. And this community is just so amazing. And my goal this year as we go forward and into the future is to just nurture that and build a community, because I love every minute of it. It's what keeps me going. I love the shit out of seeing work that I did pay off with your respectful comments where we just have a conversation and have fun doing it. There's nothing more meaningful in the world than that to me, because it's genuine, even if it's behind a camera and behind a keyboard. It's genuine human interaction. And it's one of the most amazing parts of humanity ever. Even in this digital age where I'm sitting in front of a room no one is in, people in my house could hear me talking to a camera. It's just amazing that I'm broadcasting this to people. And the feeling is just unlike anything else. And I just want to share that if you're a content creator and you have been trying and it hasn't worked right away, keep trying. It's one of the best things you could do. And you're going to look back at your early content and cringe. And that's a good thing, because decisions and progress is being made over time. If you look back and cringe on your videos, you're looking at them right. You really are, because that's what it's supposed to be. But you're not supposed to cringe and give up. You're supposed to cringe and be like, look at how bad I was then. Look at where I am now. And then in 10 years from now, you're going to look at that video you posted that day and be like, well, look at where I was then and look where I am now. It's all gradual. A lot of people think, and this runtime is a little long, but I do want to say before I get off, a lot of people have a mindset of, let me get this quick. Let me get quick satisfaction. Let me get this done. I want to start building, yada, yada. But that's not how you succeed. You succeed by constantly chipping away at it. My drum instructor once told me a really important quote that has stuck with me for my entire life. And this is one you may have to play back because it's a little confusing, but it is the approach. How you do what you do is almost as important as what you do, because without the how, you diminish the what. And what that essentially means is you have the technique behind what you do. In this case with YouTube, the technique is learning to speak in front of a camera, learning to read off of a script if you have them, learning to get comfortable with yourself. And how you evolve that is your technique. That's your how. But what you do is YouTube. How you do making content versus what you do, it's almost as important. And I think that is such an important thing to remember. Your technique and your approach to creating, it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be shit in the beginning, but over time, it's going to gradually improve. And before you know it, you're going to achieve your goals. And I'm not saying, again, I'm talking to you like I'm some, I feel weird talking about this because I feel like some like know-it-all. I'm not. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing at all. But what I am doing is throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And along the way, what sticks is what works, because it's what you care about. And what you care about reflects among your audience. And I just wanted to share that instead of making this video like, oh my God, thank you. Like, oh my God. I guess I'm kind of doing the same thing here. That was a ridiculous impression or whatever. But in the end of the day, what I wanted to say is no matter what, keep chipping away. It will eventually pay off. And among all, thank you so much. So much. It has been so beautiful to see. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep posting some of the videos I want to post. Instead of just being so off the cuff, I want to make a couple videos that are a little more scripted, but I never want to portray them as scripted videos. But I want to get a couple of them right. So they're going to take a little bit of time, but I'm still going to be posting frequently, absolutely once a week and all of that stuff. But yeah, really just wanted to say thank you again. And I love you guys. Seriously, you have been amazing. I can't wait to see where this community grows to. And yeah, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It means the world. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.